We are in Charlottesville, Indiana tonight for another edition of a Ninestar Basketball on Ninestar TV. Good evening, everyone. Jarrett Lewis here alongside John Herrick. We have the Morristown Yellow Jackets in town tonight to face the Eastern Hancock Royals. We're getting underway with player introductions as of right now. The Yellow Jackets have introduced their starting five, and now we're getting a look at the Eastern Hancock Royals. John, two very different teams record-wise. Morristown only 3 losses on the year, still having a great season to bounce back off from that state championship victory that they had last year. And they lost their 2 biggest scorers from last year's team, but still looking 100. What can you tell us about this matchup tonight?
Well, you know, right there you see on your screen Logan Laster, a guy that they refer to as Chewbacca or Chewie when his hair gets too long sometimes, like the character from Star Wars. You see what the kind of season he's having. Morristown, though, despite losing some players from last year's team, on a great run, 16-3 overall, looking very good. But Eastern Hancock at home tonight, and they've won 2 of their last 3. This is a great home environment, so I expect them to put up a great effort against a really quality opponent. Should be fun.
Morristown, like we said, the state champion last year in 1A, only 2 losses on the year, finished 28-2. And Logan Laster is filling in the shoes that Hayden Lanecable left from last year. The tip is up, and the Yellow Jackets control it. Laster came down with it, and they will look to set something up.
One thing that's interesting already I'm noticing is that Eastern Hancock's in a 2-3 zone, so Morristown, if they decide to shoot over it or if they try to get in the zone in a different way. But typically sometimes if you come out in a 2-3 zone, you don't think the team that you're running it against can shoot from the outside, but we'll see what Morristown decides to do.
We've seen the 2-3 zone from Eastern Hancock this whole season. Here's Laster, a tough drive in the lane, beats Brady Stevens for the first 2 points of the game.
That's one way to beat the zone there. Use the free throw line, get the middle guy to come up and get around him for the layup. That's a heck of a play right there.
We'll see how the Royals answer. Inside to Peyton Gray. Shot is no good. Ball's on the floor still, and the Royals come up with it. Gray does have the size advantage for Eastern Hancock at 6'7".
He's probably going to be the tallest guy out there on the floor tonight for either team.
Nice extra pass from Stevens to Schroep, but the 3 is no good. Laster with the rebound, and here he comes for the Jackets. 3 in the corner is just short. Off the rim twice, and Schroep comes down with the rebound. Here comes Eastern Hancock, 1.5 minutes into the game now.
Well, and with Gray's size, you wonder if Eastern Hancock will try to find different ways to exploit that. Right now, he's got a smaller guy on him, and Trevor Carlton. Let's see if they go to work, and they got it to him.
O'Neal, the 3-point specialist, his shot is no good. Brady Stevens gets the rebound, but has it stripped away from Laster. Good D there from Laster. Here comes the Yellow Jackets, another pass into the corner from Laster. They swing the ball around. Left wing 3 from Krim. That one is no good. But a rebound there from Thibault. And now Laster will take a 3. That one is good.
Well, here's the thing I'm noticing, Jarrett. Neither one of these teams shoot the 3 extremely well. Morristown, a 36% three-point shooting team. Eastern Hancock, just 30%. So Morristown's right around average, but you know what you got out of Laster. He's probably the best three-point shooter on the floor. So that could be a big difference maker.
Laster averaging 21.5 points a game. That shot from O'Neal was no good. And here come the Yellow Jackets again. Nice pass fake from Laster. That 3 is a miss, however, and Stevens will bring it down for Eastern Hancock.
I think the start of this game very important for both teams. If you're Morristown, you want to try to come in, get the crowd out of it. They've done that a little bit here, but if you're Eastern Hancock, you got to get some points going quickly to spell this momentum. And right now, shots just aren't falling for them.
No shot has fallen yet. The one from Gray was also a miss, and a travel violation on the Yellow Jackets.
One thing I've seen these last few possessions here, Jared, is Eastern Hancock, after Laster got in the lane for that layup, they've really shored that up. It's not, Morristown has not been able to get into the paint as easily the last few trips down the floor. So we'll see how that pans out.
Eastern Hancock, a more balanced scoring team than the Yellow Jackets. Brady Stevens, a nice move, but can't finish it underneath. Ball's tipped out towards the 3-point line, and Gray, the big man, has it. Back over to Stevens, and O'Neal, right wing, guarded by Kyle Krim. Inside again is Gray. He works his magic underneath. Can't finish that one. Stevens offensive rebound, and that one goes down.
Well, there you go. That's where Eastern Hancock's going to have to live tonight, Jarrett. They're going to have to utilize their size. They have a big size advantage over Morristown. Of course, they're a 2A school, Morristown a Class A school. So they're going to have to find a way to utilize that size advantage. If they do that, they'll have a great chance at winning.
Inside pass is no good from Carlton. And now here comes Eastern Hancock. We're halfway through the first quarter.
Sometimes when you're the smaller team, you go one and done, and the bigger team gets the quick rebound like that. What happened there.
Stevens, nice pass to Brady Smith, who cut through the lane, and he lays it in.
One thing I love about Stevens is he's not afraid to make the extra pass and draw the double in. Very unselfish basketball player.
Looks like a foul close to the ball. It's going to go to Landon O'Neill. It's the first foul of the game. But a nice cut there. You watch the replay. Brady Smith from Brady Stevens. Two Bradys working together there. Quick entry pass from the Jackets. That one is no good from Carlton as well. Carlton, a lot of misses so far early in this game.
I think he maybe rushed that a little. I think he got it and thought, okay, I got to get it up. I got a good look, and I think he just put it up a little too fast, and that's why it was off target.
No call there. Smith's shot doesn't go down. Laster tried to take the charge, but no call from the official. Jackets working the ball around. Laster has it up top to Krim. He's their second leading scorer. Has it stripped by Schroep. And a foul by Laster as Schroep tried to get away from Laster. Maybe a clear path foul if we're talking NBA.
Well, I can't emphasize this enough, Jarrett. The defense for Eastern Hancock on these last few possessions, what they have been able to do has been simply sensational. They have really done a good job of not letting anything come in the lane, and their hands are very active in the passing lane.
Eastern in that 2-3 zone, not allowing a whole lot of points to their opponent. And Schroep's three is no good. Foul underneath the basket will go to Peyton Gray.
Again, a bit of a sarcastic applause there from the Morristown fans because they know Gray's going to be getting a lot of rebounds, making life a little bit difficult for him. But again, though, still good effort. Every rebound is contested by Eastern Hancock, and they're winning a lot of those 50-50 battles, and that's why they've scored the last 4 points.
I think the Royals should win the 50-50 battles with guys like Gray and Stevens underneath. Even Brady Smith can go after a rebound. They do have some height compared to these Jackets, who are working the ball around nicely. Runner is good in the lane. That is Matthias Lavezzi. And now it's 7-4 Jackets.
I always like the teardrop floater. You know, so you just got to get a little bit open, give yourself some space to take that shot, and when you can have a little bit of a seam and you've practiced it a lot, you can make it.
Here are the Royals now. Stevens at the block. Tough over his left shoulder, puts it down. Brady Stevens, nice move.
Again, when you can just see over the top of the defender like that, it gives you such a big advantage, and he just made that look easy.
Here come the Jackets now. Haven't gotten away from these Royals quite like their JV team did, but here's Lavezzi again. His three is no good. Long rebound goes to Schroep. Working fast, but doesn't have numbers, so he'll bring it back out. Finds O'Neill, though, right wing three, and he knocks it down.
Well, the nice thing is when you establish the inside, you can then work it back outside. That's what Eastern Hancock's been able to do, and that's why big reason why O'Neill was open on that three.
O'Neill leading the team in three-point shooting. Has shot the ball a lot for a freshman. And that shot is good for Morristown. Cameron Krim, the senior, hits it from about 12 feet away.
Yeah, he's only averages about 2 points a game. So one basket made, he's now right at his season average. But that was a nice look and had to take it, went down for him.
Smith's three off the rim, no good. Rebound goes to Theobald, and he'll push it now. Krim a three, left wing. That one's in and out. Tough rebound from Cameron Krim, who just put up the last basket. And now the Jackets will work it around again. Here's a three from Lavezzi, right corner, in and out also. Ball tipped around, and it'll go bounds. The Jackets will keep it.
That's a battle Eastern Hancock should have won. You had Gray right there in the area. You had Stevens there. One of them should have come up with that rebound, and unfortunately they didn't.
Morristown, a team you don't want to give second chances to, with guys like Krim and Laster who can score from anywhere on the court.
Well, they set so many records in that Class A state championship game. I believe 10 records is what they set. Points scored, margin of victory. So this team, even with losing guys from last year, they can put up points in a hurry.
Jackets lost the seniors Lane Cable and Strevel. Great athletes for this Morristown team. Here's Krim. His right wing three is down.
And when you're going to get open shots, if you're Morristown, you'll do it off of ball movement like that. That was a heck of a move around the wing.
89-60 was the final score in that state championship game last year. Morristown defeats Southwood. And another impressive season so far. 16-3 so far in the year. A 6-0 conference record in the Mid-Hoosier Conference. Also, the Jackets are 7-1 on the road. They will look to improve to 8-1 here at Eastern Hancock. Pass from Rainbow over to Stevens, who finds Smith. Starrett is in the corner as the clock went down and it hits the side of the rim, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. A tight game so far here in Charlottesville. Eastern Hancock trails the Morristown Yellow Jackets 12-9. We will be right back with the start of the second quarter on Ninestar 9.
Hello, I'm film critic Richard Roper. Once again, I'm going to be your host for HDNet Movies and the Oscar Goes To. This is a month-long celebration of Hollywood's very best films. Starting February 1st through February 24th, the night of the Oscars, HDNet Movies is showcasing only Academy Award-winning films. So join me as I give you my insights and knowledge about these Oscar-winning films and performances.
We're back here at Eastern Hancock High School. The Royals are host to the Yellow Jackets of Morristown tonight. Currently it's 12-9. Jarrett Lewis here alongside John Herrick. Pretty tight first quarter so far, John.
Yep.
Morristown got off to a little bit of a lead early on in that first quarter, but Eastern Hancock was able to establish themselves for the most part inside the lane. Stevens and Gray are going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, they are. They really did a good job inside, but unfortunately towards the end of that quarter, Morristown started to hit some shots, so you're going to have to try to find a way to make some adjustments with your perimeter defense, and you got to try to get some offense going here.
On the floor for the Royals right now, Rainbow has it. Also Joey Starrett, who's driving baseline. Brady Stevens, Skylar Schroep, and Brady Smith. Here's Schroep driving to the lane, finds Rainbow. Now back out to Smith. Royals moving it around nicely. Smith gives a ball screen to Schroep, who finds Smith again. Shot fake, puts it up around the free throw line. It's no good, tipped out. Krim, nice pass up to Lavezzi, and he lays it in. Good defense to offense there for the Yellow Jackets.
I mean, I'll say this, both teams moving the ball really, really well. I mean, both teams moving the ball well around the wing, trying to make the extra pass. Just very unselfish, fundamental basketball.
The Royals with a good possession that last time, moving the ball around quickly. Unfortunately, couldn't get a shot to go down, and the Yellow Jackets quickly threw the ball up the floor for 2 points. Schroep, not a good read there from Rainbow, who didn't cut towards the middle. Another pass up the floor. That one's down for Trevon Carlton.
Yeah.
And Aaron Spalding wants a quick timeout.
Well, here's the thing, Jarrett. I mean, if you're going to win this game, if you're Eastern Hancock, this game can't be a track meet. I mean, if Morristown wants to get up and run down the floor, this right here on the replay, this is exactly what they want to do. They get up and running in the fast break, it's over. A layup like that, they're getting easy looks. You can't let that happen. And that's exactly what Coach Aaron Spalding is probably telling his team right now. We got to keep this as a half-court game. We got to make sure we slow the pace of the game down. That's going to be our best chance to win because, I mean, Morristown has the ability to definitely do that. You can see Spalding very experienced, over 226 wins in his 20th year as a head coach. But, this is a team that scored 89 points in the state championship game last year. That is insane for a high school basketball team, and they still have a lot of that firepower.
They still do. Laster and Krim, the two guys. Lavezzi also has been in the scoring column, and we got a legal screen away from the ball. I believe Landon O'Neill was the guilty party. But like you said, Coach Spalding been here a long time. Everyone in the area knows who he is. And he needs to keep his team in this game. Like you said, don't want to track meet. Lob up to Carlton. That one's down, and maybe a foul to go with it.
Yeah, that's a great read. Phenomenal pass, excellent finish, and just a little bit, I mean, right there when you see that lob by Laster, the defense just fell asleep a little bit too much. Sometimes you get caught ball watching. You look a little bit too much at the guy with the ball, not as much at your defender, and that led to that basket right there.
Carlton, a pretty decent free throw shooter. He's going to put that one down. And now quickly the lead has jumped to 10 points for Morristown.
Well, they're scoring 64 points a game, Morristown is, and they had a game earlier this year against Triton Central where they scored 105, and they've had some games where they've put up over 70. And right now you're seeing why.
Laster with the easy steal,
Man.
and he takes it all the way.
Already 7 points for him. We know how special he can be, and this is danger time right now for Eastern Hancock. You got to quell this storm and get a basket.
You mentioned that Triton Central game, John. I believe Triton Central only came away with 50-some points compared to the 105.
Well, it's 47.
Yeah.
So this team, Morristown can also defend too, as you see them force a missed shot. And look how quick they want to get up and down. Sawyer Jones is getting to the ball of the ref, and he said, "Okay, let's go. Let's get this ball in because this is the pace that Morristown loves to play at. They are really in their comfort zone."
Now is not the time for Eastern Hancock to be out of this game. Another three from Krim is good.
And there you're taking a look at Scott McClellan. What a very experienced guy he is. Not only does he have 146 wins here at Morristown, but over 200 in his career. So excellent, excellent coach.
Became the all-time winningest coach in Morristown history just a few games ago. A steal by the Jackets, and they have a 15-point lead. Here's Laster. Strong take to the rim.
Wow.
Lays it high off the glass and down.
Makes it look easy, doesn't it? I mean, that's just not a very it's not an easy shot. I mean, you're falling away from the basket. You got a hand in your face, and he still made it.
Another steal from Morristown. Here's Lavezzi. Takes it up with the right hand, and that one's down as well. And another timeout from Coach Spalding.
Boy, I tell you what, Aaron Spalding might use all of his timeouts in this quarter. I mean, this was, my gosh, Jarrett, this was a 9-9 game at the end of the first quarter, and here we are on a 19-0 run for Morristown. And again, it's just when they sensed the game, I think they made a good adjustment. They sensed that Gray and Stevens were the two guys inside that were slowing the game down, and they said enough of that. We need to be active. We need to get the hands in the passing lane and make steals and make plays, and they certainly are. As you see there, you mentioned their 6-0 record in conference play, but they're starting to run away. I'd be surprised if they didn't win a conference championship.
A conference championship is expected from the Jackets. You see a 6-0 record, 16-3 overall. Southwestern not too far behind, but of course the two conference losses, and we'll most likely see the Jackets with another trophy in their case, along with that state championship one from last year. So 28-9, two very quick timeouts from Aaron Spalding in this quarter. We'll see what the Royals can do, try to claw back in this game. O'Neal in the corner, very short. Peyton Gray uses his size, go up, can't put it down, but he may have been fouled on the shot.
He was, but boy, you'd love to have a three-point play there. I mean, you're right near the basket, almost made it to go in. And unfortunately, if you're Eastern Hancock, you do want to play a little bit slower, but now you're down 19. So now you got to pick up the pace a little bit, and you also have to force some turnovers on defense. So good to see Peyton Gray, though, get involved.
Peyton Gray does need to get involved. The big man will miss the second free throw after making the first one. Jackets still want to push it up fast. Three up top, that one's no good. However, an offensive rebound goes to Sawyer Jones. He's only a sophomore. Jackets just moving the ball around really fast, finding the open man. The three from Theobald earlier didn't go down, but another second chance opportunity. Royals still in the 2-3 zone. They have it in the short corner. Krim cuts to the lane. Two-point shot is no good.
I think he was just a little off balance there. That might have been why he left it short, but still a good look for him.
Kyle Krim, only a sophomore. The older Krim is Cameron. He is a senior. Both of them starters tonight in this game. Krim averaging around 14.5 points. Here's Peyton Gray underneath. His shot is blocked. Lavezzi pushes it yet again over to Theobald, and he puts it up.
Well, the guy who made that all-start was Trevor Carlton with the great block. Comes over, swats the ball away. He knew Gray was going to try to catch the lob and go in, and he anticipated it perfectly.
Coach McClellan might be itching that the Royals do have a better big man underneath than Peyton Gray, who can definitely go up and get rebounds and be physical, and double teams him and leads to a shot blocked. Rainbolt drives. The freshman is too strong off the glass. And a 20-point lead for the Jackets. They're closing in on 3 minutes left in this half.
It's funny, they wanted to run so much earlier, but now they're looking at the clock and they see they got the 20-point lead, and it's like, okay, now let's slow it down. And now they want to play more at the slow pace. So I always love how basketball is a constant game of adjustments, and you're seeing that play out here tonight.
Coach McClellan opts to slow it down. Lavezzi drives, trips up, goes down. However, Carleton keeps it alive. Theobald over to Krim, right wing. Another three goes down for Kyle Krim.
It almost looked like he might have shot it a little too quick, but you can tell he's practiced it, and his practice is really paying off here in this one.
33-10 is now what's read on the scoreboard. Stevens will try a three, and his first one of the game goes down.
Well, that's big, because that shows Morristown right there that he can stretch the defense, but then on the other end, an easy layup for Trevor Carleton. So right when, you think you're Eastern Hancock, we're going to get a basket, Morristown says, nope, we'll catch you napping, and they did.
Carleton now 6 second-quarter points. Entry pass into Gray, and he puts it off the glass. That's something Eastern Hancock's going to have to keep at in this game, is the advantage underneath with Gray and Stevens. And Gray puts that one down. Still a 20-point lead for the Jackets. Nice cut by Carleton, and his shot is down also.
What a big quarter here for Trevor Carleton, 9 points. And again, the unselfish basketball continues. Good crisp bounce pass.
Gray will not get the shot off because there's a foul before it, and the foul is going to go to Carleton. It's only his first. Not a lot of whistles so far in this game. Eastern Hancock with 4 fouls, Morristown with 3. It's been a very fast-paced game.
Yeah, I like that. I like that they're letting them play. It's been, both teams are playing really. They're passing the ball well. They're not playing overly physical. Nobody's really pushing and knocking each other around as much. So there's not much of a reason to call the game real tight.
O'Neal guarded by Krim. Spin move up with the right. No foul called, and Laster, after the ball stepped around, comes down with the rebound. Laster will push it again. Over to Theobald, and Krim also on the floor is Cameron Krim again after a long sit. Laster, 2 shot fakes, goes up. His shot doesn't go down, and Schroep will bring it over for the Royals. Another 3 from O'Neal. That one's missed. Smith went after it along with Laster, and they're saying Laster touched it twice, touched it to make it go out of bounds, but he doesn't believe it.
It should be, boy, I'd say O'Neal would really be the nice guy to get going here. You really would like to see him start to knock down some shots. That would provide a nice outside combination, but right now the offense has just gone a little bit stale, and Morristown has controlled the tempo of this game since late in the first quarter into the second.
O'Neal did lead the Royals in scoring in their last game against Triton Central with 19. Sterrett's 3 is no good, and Peyton Gray knows he committed a foul.
Yep, he sure does. And that's big because that's his second.
Stevens will check in for Gray, who will sit with 2. And we have 1 minute now on the clock. A 37-15 commanding lead for the Yellow Jackets of Morristown.
Going to have to be the guards now that are going to have to step up for Eastern Hancock.
Krim thought about a 3, but drives baseline. Finds Theobald in the corner. Over right wing to Laster, guarded by Schroep. Laster, a good move on Schroep. And now a 3 left wing is in and out. That was Sawyer Jones. But the Jackets will keep it as the ball was last touched by Eastern Hancock. Really good ball movement, really good decision-making by these Jackets so far in the first half. Coach McClellan has his Jackets playing really well. McClellan wants Krim to bring it out and possibly put up one last shot before the end of the half.
Oh, yeah. They looked at the clock. There's no shot clock. Spread it out, maybe go 4 corners. Probably not going to do much here offensively until you get to about the 10-second mark, and then you'll probably see them initiate the offense and go to work.
Laster has it now. Rolls still in the 2-3. 12 seconds now. We'll see what Laster can come up with. Ball screens up top for Laster. Shake Schroep. Shot, banks it in from the free throw line. Time's winding down. Schroep's shot is off the front of the rim, and that's how the half will come to a close. The Morristown Yellow Jackets look like they've stuck to the script, and they have an impressive 39-15 lead over the host Eastern Hancock Royals. Logan Laster, along with Kyle Krim, the big scorers for Morristown, and Trevor Carlton also with 9. John, the inside game of Eastern Hancock looked like it may have worked early, but I think the Yellow Jackets have it figured out, and the guard play of Morristown is just way too good.
It's very important to have good guards that push the pace, play the right tempo, and get out and set up your offense well. And they've been doing that really well. You can tell that they're very experienced, and they're well on their way to maybe another possible serious run at a state championship. But when they control the tempo the way they did, it's going to be very difficult for anybody to beat them, especially Eastern Hancock, who now has a big uphill climb for the second half.
Coming off a state championship winning season, the Morristown Yellow Jackets, with only 3 losses on the season, see a 24-point lead here in Charlottesville, Indiana. 39-15 is the halftime score. We will be right back with the start of the second half here on Ninestar Channel 9.
FX has the movies. FX has the movies. FX has the movies. There you have it. FX has the movies.
Are you seeing this?
FX has.
Are you seeing this?
FX has the movies.
The team that is averaging 65 points a game is well on their way to that. The Morristown Yellow Jackets currently on top of Eastern Hancock 39-15 to bring you another edition of Ninestar Basketball on Ninestar Channel 9. I'm Jarrett Lewis alongside my good buddy John Herrick.
Hey, we got a surprise for you, Jarrett. Look at here. Take a look at who's on the record list at Eastern Hancock. We had a surprise worked up before the game. We were going to show this at some point. Look at this. Jarrett Lewis, passing record 2016. Man. And then his career, I mean, look at the passing numbers here. I mean, you knew we were going to have to bust it out at some point, Jarrett.
No,
what better time to do that than right now?
No.
Oh, man.
Well, that's
what was it like? Do you think any of those records that you said are going to be broken for passing?
You know, I think some of them could. There's a pretty good freshman on the JV basketball team, Houston Swan. I think he's a good athlete. He's coming up, playing quarterback, had a great freshman season. A lot to learn. He'll get a whole lot better. And some of those may fall, but that's awful. It's awful nice of you guys.
I always hear people say, well, records are meant to be broken, but that still doesn't mean that the people who hold those records are going to not bask in the glory of them being there, I'm sure.
Well, I enjoyed football season, playing quarterback for East Hancock. There's a 3 from Carlton. But I suppose sooner or later, some of those records just might fall. So,
I bet you're hoping much later.
Maybe, yes.
Maybe, yes.
But I will say the Swan kid looks to be really good. He'll be a good athlete for the football team here at Eastern Hancock coming up. Morristown opened up the scoring with a Carlton 3, and Stevens gets to the line. Nice pass there from Gray.
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, right now, if you're Eastern Hancock, you're not really thinking about necessarily the score or even really, you just need to play good basketball. You need to make sure that you get stops on defense, make some plays, and of course, Brady Stevens' shirt untucked, and no referee's going to let that stand. They're going to have you tuck that back in, but it's just about making fundamental plays from here on out and trying to just play better basketball. Even if you don't win this game, just get it going, get some momentum going into the next one.
Not sure where Coach Spalding is currently. Coach Bechtel is right now standing up, yelling orders for his varsity squad, so we'll check in on what's happening there. Theobald in the lane, 2 easy points there. But yeah, like you said, John, Eastern Hancock will have to work on things that they need to work on, play better basketball than they did in the first half. See Brady Smith, nice hustle play there, finds Gray underneath, and that'll be an easy 2 for the Royals.
Yeah, that's just, I mean, plays like that, you just can't. Some guys love to, they get upset when they see the score, and then they start to play, not as fundamentally sound, start to get frustrated, start to press, and you just can't do that. You got to just keep your head forward and on the eye on the prize, and you'll be fine. That's a nice shot there. Boy, Gray with some range.
Gray can extend it out. We've seen him make three-pointers in the past, and that mid-range jumper is good. He has 4 quick quarter points for the Royals. Eastern Hancock will have to ignore the scoreboard. It's 43-21, and work on maybe just inching closer, making this game a whole lot closer than what it has been. A nice drive there by Krim. He's been scoring from everywhere on the floor tonight.
Well, on the last possession, I could tell Morristown coach Scott McClellan was not happy that his team had too quick of a shot. So that time he wanted to slow it down, get a much better look, and they got just that.
O'Neal sees Schroep, and Schroep hits that shot where Gray hit it the last possession.
Schroep's first bucket of the night, but again, good find and a nice open look. Can't beat that.
Krim tough again to the rim. Unfortunately, that one doesn't go down. Schroep, the point guard, has it. Finds O'Neal. O'Neal catch and shoot 3. In and out. Almost went down. Laster gets the rebound for the Jackets. Pushes it up to Krim. Krim underneath the Carlton. Swinging the ball around nicely as the Jackets. Schroep hand was up in Laster's face, but that didn't matter. Laster's 3 went up but doesn't fall down.
You know what, though? I like that confidence. Even though he missed it, I think I got a lot of respect for that. It's like, hey, I think I'm one of the best players in the state. I think I can make this, and he almost did.
Cross-court pass from Stevens to Smith. Another Brady connection for the Royals. That 3 goes down for Smith.
Well, that's where they're really going to need to get back in the game. And like I mentioned, Eastern Hancock only a 30% three-point shooting team, but if they can start, I've seen a lot of games change because of a three-point shot. The teams can shoot themselves back into games, and that's what Eastern Hancock's going to have to do here.
And I'm guessing for the Jackets, they're not going to want Carlton to take 2-point shots like that. Here's another 3.
There you go.
And Smith hits that one.
There you go. I mean, no hesitation. They know that time's not on their side. Got to get quick scores. They've been able to do that these last couple possessions.
Brady Smith trying to lead a charge back for his Royals. He has 2 threes back-to-back. Krim's 3 is way short. And here comes the Royals with a little bit of momentum. Schroep over to O'Neal. O'Neal's open for a 3, and that one's down. 3 possessions and 3 three-pointers made for the Eastern Hancock Royals. And we might have a brand new ball game now. The Jackets see their lead cut to 13.
I've actually, you know what? I was actually having a debate with a friend the other day, Jared, about how he doesn't like the three-point shot. How can you not? It's so much fun. And when a team starts making threes like this, it's enjoyable for everybody in the arena, especially the home team. But again, you got to get out on shooters. You can't just think because you have a big lead that you're comfortable. How many times have we seen teams in the NBA come flying back into games because they start making threes and they start getting quick scores? Well, that's exactly what Eastern Hancock is getting right now. Now they just got to dig in defensively, not let the backdoor pass come in and contest every shot, because if Morristown has open shots, we've seen what they can do with that. But if they continue to contest things in the lane and make shots on the other end, they got a great chance here.
Coach Bechtel quickly calls out a back door, but Laster decided to not go back door because of the Royals' preparedness for it. Thibault into the lane, and he answers back for his Jackets.
Well, the thing about Morristown is they got all kinds of players that can hit tough shots like that. So you just have to live with that. You got to contest, do whatever you can. If they make it, they make it. Get back on offense. That's just all you can do. They just make too many tough shots.
O'Neal will again knock it down. He's feeling it from the right wing. Three-pointer for Landon O'Neal. That's his 3rd of the game. Oh, and a foul call there. Schroep doesn't think it was. The ball was deflected out of bounds. Tough call. Laster with a good spin move. Had the ball knocked away, but they're going to call the foul on Skylar Schroep, the senior. That's his 1st. And there's plenty of shooters on this Eastern Hancock team, John. I mean, plenty of guys can knock down threes. Even Stevens and Gray, the big men, can step out behind the arc and put one down. We've seen Brady Smith hit a few. Landon O'Neal, of course, who's arguably the best three-point shooter on this team. And the Royals really this whole season have lived or died by the three-pointer. They put up a lot of three-point shots in every game. And right now, this 3rd quarter, they've been putting a lot of them in so far. Laster pokes it out of Stevens from behind, and the Jackets get a turnover there.
Well, you see the adjustment. Morristown comes up, brings the full court pressure, and look what it leads to.
And Lavezzi took the bigger Stevens right off the dribble, blew past him, and caused him to foul him going up for 2.
That's a good adjustment by Morristown coach Scott McClellan, knowing he's got to find a way to put pressure, and he hadn't done that before. So, so I mean that's the way they've been able to do it. Again, still no sign of Coach Aaron Spalding from the Eastern Hancock bench, Jared. I mean, I wonder if you hope it's not health related, but again, this is why you have a lot of different assistant coaches there who do what they do, and you know they've developed trust with these kids, and whoever can lead them will lead them, and I think you were seeing that right now.
And these coaches for Eastern Hancock have been here a long time. We already talked about Spalding, 20 years already here at the school. Brett Bechtel, the JV coach, has been here also a long time. Those two have a great bond coaching, and Coach Bechtel is a varsity caliber coach coaching this Eastern Hancock JV.
Again, Morristown's really ramped up the defensive energy. Ever since Eastern Hancock cut that deficit to 12, they've really taken it up a notch.
Another 3 from O'Neal, and he hits it again. Landon O'Neal, 3 3-pointers this quarter.
When a shooter like him is in rhythm, sometimes you come out on him, they just step back further and get a little bit more open. That's
Laster pushed off. Yes, he did.
Easy call there. He extended that forearm.
That's exactly what Eastern Hancock may have been looking for. A turnover for the Jackets from Laster. He doesn't agree with the call, but it was an easy one as he pushed off on Schroep, I believe.
And look at that 3 by O'Neal. All he's doing now is stepping back further and further and further.
And the Jackets, that possession looked like they may have overshifted towards Schroep, towards the other side of the floor. And that's what allowed O'Neal to make that 3 and get so wide open. That 3 from Gray, however, is off the rim. Laster's looking to push. He finds Krim in the corner. Another short 3 from Krim, and the rebound goes to Peyton Gray. 51-38 on the clock, a minute 45. 51-38 on the scoreboard, I should say. A minute 40 on the clock. Here's Smith. He drives, and his 2 falls down.
What just a completely different team for Eastern Hancock that we're seeing here in the third quarter.
Stevens doesn't go out on Lavezzi towards the three-point line, but Krim's 3 in the corner. They find the open man, and Krim will hit it.
But now, again, this tempo is back in the favor of Morristown. They love to move quickly up and down the floor. You're seeing that. And a quick shot by Krim. He loves to take those, and you see why.
And we've seen Krim put up a lot of threes. He's made half of them, but he's going to keep shooting them even if he's cold. Peyton Gray, nice move underneath over Lavezzi.
You got to feel great about this if you're Eastern Hancock. If you can get a stop here and get it under 10 going into the fourth, be big for your confidence.
Both teams fast pace. Up and down the floor. Theobald's shot is way short. Not sure if he even got hit. Ball's on the floor still, and Stevens will grab it for the Royals. Under a minute to play. Schroep pushes it up. O'Neal again. No, that 3 is short. Way short. And out of bounds goes the ball. The Jackets will take it.
Love the effort, though, by Skylar Schroep. I mean, he tried to save it, made a great effort play, just couldn't quite get there.
And Coach Spalding and Coach Bechtel will always tell you that Skylar Schroep is going to be giving 100% effort on every possession, every play. Taking charges, leading this team in steals. And Skylar Schroep is definitely a role model on the floor for a lot of young kids in his effort and his attitude. So the Jackets still a 12-point lead. Half a minute. Lavezzi up top. Tries to beat O'Neal. Now over his left shoulder. Gets his offensive rebound. Ball's on the air. Landon O'Neal comes down with it after 2 missed shots from Lavezzi. So the Royals will take one last shot most likely with 10 seconds on the clock. Coach Bechtel directing his team around. Schroep has it up top. Here's Starrett. Inside to Stevens. Stevens up, off the rim. Starrett offensive rebound, doesn't go. Here's Krim up the floor, and Schroep steals it, preventing a shot from Lavezzi.
What if he would have made that an over-the-shoulder three-quarters court shot at the buzzer? That would have been something.
That would have been one of the most amazing shots we've probably ever seen. So we will head to the fourth. Eastern Hancock making it more interesting now. They are down 54-42 after a 24-point halftime deficit. We will be right back with the final quarter here in Charlottesville, Indiana. You're watching Ninestar basketball on Ninestar Channel 9.
The Big Ten. This is where tradition comes alive. You play hard and win hard. Here, every hook, dunk, and slam explodes. And the thunder and rumble of determination is pure percussion. The Big Ten on Fox, FS1, and the Fox Sports app.
The Eastern Hancock Royals put up more points in that third quarter than they did the entire first half, 27 to be exact, but they still trail 54-42 to the defending 1A state champ Morristown Yellow Jackets. We're getting set now for the final quarter. The Royals will begin with the ball.
Well, again, no sign of head coach Aaron Spalding for Eastern Hancock. He has not been out on the floor to start at all in the second half, so hopefully, the head coach for Eastern Hancock is okay. But how about that third quarter there for Eastern Hancock, Jarrett? They outscored Morristown 27-15. See if they can continue it here in the fourth.
5 made three-pointers that quarter for the Royals, including 3 of them from Landon O'Neill. Joey Starrett will now get on the board with his first 2 points of the game.
Everybody's getting in the act now. It was very one-dimensional in the first half for Eastern Hancock. Been a totally different story here in the second.
Laster beats Schroep easy and puts it down.
You're going to see probably Morristown living a lot with Logan Laster now. They're going to probably lean on him to try to close this game out.
Logan Laster
O'Neill
averaging 21.5 as O'Neill hits that shot for the Royals.
A rare 2-point shot from O'Neill. He steps inside the arc for that one.
We will likely see more 3-point shots from O'Neill than 2s. And another ball screen for Laster up top. He can't do anything with it. And Lavezzi tracks the ball down for the Jackets. Most likely we'll see Krim and Laster be more involved in this fourth quarter as Eastern Hancock has made it close. Laster's 3 is short. Ball still up in the air, tipped around. Stevens going after it, along with Carlton. It's still on the floor, and a foul going after the ball is going to be called on Cole Rainbow.
Well, but again, Carlton. Trevor Carlton made that happen. He tips the ball up. Looked like Stevens had it right there, and then Carlton comes over and just swipes it away. And even though he didn't get it, he drew a foul.
Carlton 3 separate times trying to tip that ball out to the back court to one of his guards. And he drew the foul on Rainbow going after it. It's only the 3rd team foul for the Royals, 2 for Morristown. Not a lot of fouls called in this game at all. Krim gets a screen up top, doesn't use it. Now over to Carlton, Theobald left wing. Laster guarded by Schroep, 2 seniors. Laster gets a ball screen. Carlton rolled, but couldn't find him. Jackets staying patient. They've been playing fast all game. Krim, tough, lays it in, and gets the foul called.
What a take by Krim. I mean, just going right to the basket. Again, the thing that makes Morristown so tough is they make so many contested shots from all over the court. Contested threes, contested layups, contested shots in the lane like this one right here. It's just so hard to beat a team that does that.
The sophomore Krim will make his free throw. And Krim might just be the leading scorer for this Jackets. Jacket fans are looking for a travel on Schroep, but nothing called as the Royals break the press. A 2-3 zone is what the Jackets are going with now. Landon O'Neill is open again, but that 3 just off the back of the rim. Peyton Gray, tough rebound. His shot is no good as well.
Got to make that. I mean, you got to rebound, you got a good look, and you're 6'7", got to put that home.
Laster tries to shake Schroep. He does, but his shot is way too strong off the rim, looking for a foul. Nothing called. Starrett from Schroep, offensive foul. The Royals coaches don't believe it. All of them standing up in disbelief.
Let's take a look here. Starrett gets it, drives in. It's close.
It's very close.
But I think he might have gotten set just in time when the contact was made. But that's the thing. When you're the team that's ahead, you know the team that's behind is going to be very aggressive and probably take the ball right at you to try to get high percentage shots, which means you have a chance to take more charges.
That's Starrett's 3rd foul. Laster a 3 in the corner, and it's good. Even with the hand up from Schroep, he knocks that one down. And a timeout from Coach Bechtel. The lead is back up to 16 for the Yellow Jackets.
One thing I noticed going into the season, going into this game rather, Jarrett, was Morristown has taken now 31 charges as a team. They're not afraid to sacrifice their bodies to get the calls they need. Eastern Hancock, though, not a team that takes charges. They have not taken any charges this year, and I kind of wondered if that would play into the factor there. And I mean, that's just a heck of a play, because even though you're up 13 and you might think, oh, the game's not too close from a scoring standpoint, but Eastern Hancock had momentum, and they had what looked like a layup there. That charge that you drew helps swing momentum back in your favor, and that's an effort play that fires up your bench, and you saw how excited the Morristown bench got when they made that play.
Our next broadcast here for Ninestar Sports will be Pendleton Heights and the Newcastle Trojans. That is a Hoosier Heritage Conference matchup. That game will air at 2 and 7 p.m. Wednesday, February 13th on Channel 9. John Herrick right here will be on the call for that game, along with Jim Leisure.
Yeah, I can't wait. Jim Leisure was the very first guy I did a Ninestar game with, so great to reunite with him to do that game later this week and do it from historic Newcastle High School with probably the best high school gym in the world. Can't wait.
No doubt about that one. The largest and most finest of its kind, the Newcastle Fieldhouse. So here are the Royals now, trailing by 16 after cutting it to single digits. Brady Smith, nice pump fake, and that one will go down.
What a game for Brady Smith, 12 points, and he didn't really do much in the first quarter, but he's really turned it on in the second half.
Laster, another spin move, gets to the rim again, no foul called there. Ball's on the floor, Schroep goes after it along with Theobald, but Schroep will bring it up for Eastern Hancock. Brady Smith, left wing three. That one goes down. Brady Smith is pumped after that one.
As he should be.
And that is his third three of the game. O'Neal had 3 the last quarter, has 4 total. Laster tries to make a move. Lavezzi has it now, and the Jackets will bring it back up top.
I think Morristown realizes they've played a little too much through Logan Laster these last few times, and they're trying to get other guys involved because they know Eastern Hancock is playing Laster close.
Lots of ball screens, and Krim's three goes down, and he's fouled.
Just slightly too much airspace, and then you got there late, and that's why you're guilty of the foul. It's a tough one to swallow if you're Landon O'Neal, but that is just quality Morristown basketball. You see here, Krim gets enough room, then the space, and by the time a guy comes over, it's too late.
Good call by the referee there. Krim's free throw will also fall down. Him and O'Neal have been sharing threes all night. O'Neal has 4, and Krim has 5 three-pointers. 65-51. Inside is Gray. His 2 is good.
Well, the good news is you're scoring more if you're Eastern Hancock, but now you've been trading baskets too often. So it's got to come, the stops have got to come right now on the defensive end.
A turnover would be nice for Eastern Hancock, trying to build that momentum back up. It is a 12-point lead for the Jackets, and another foul might go to Landon O'Neal, and that would be his 4th.
Yes, it would.
O'Neal is kind of shocked after that call. He was beat by Krim. Not sure what was there as we watched the replay.
Boy, I didn't see a whole lot there. And I think even though he's got 4 fouls with 4 minutes to go, just under 4 minutes to go, I think you got to leave him in there because you're going to need his three-point shooting.
O'Neal, only a freshman, does have the 4 fouls. It's 7 for Eastern Hancock, so Morristown is now in the bonus. And Krim will put both of his free throws down.
Well, if you're Eastern Hancock here, everything is going to have to be maybe – it wouldn't be nice to kind of get something going inside and then hope that opens up something on the outside for an open 3. But if you're Morristown, you like this because Eastern Hancock's taking a lot of time off the clock here on this possession.
Closing in on 3 minutes now, the final quarter. Smith, another 3. He banks it in.
Oh, my goodness. I thought that was going to be so high it would go over the top of the backboard, but he banked it in. What a shot.
It's a 3-point parade here tonight at Eastern Hancock. Both teams excellent shooting from behind the arc. Now it's an 11-point game for the Jackets. Theobald drives, kicks it out to Krim. His 3 is off. Going after the ball was Schroep and Laster. They're both on the floor. No fouls called. And here comes O'Neal. A spin move over to Gray, and a foul will be called.
Yeah, it's not going to be shooting, though, because I think he was passing. But Gray was open a little bit before he got it to him. So I think he got it to him just a tad bit too late. Yeah, Gray was open a little bit right there, and then by the time he was going to get it to him, the defense converged.
The foul will go to Trevor Carlton. It's his second foul. Still a lot of fouls to give if you're Morristown. Joey Sterrett's 2 is no good. Gray goes after the rebound. Over Carlton, it's no good. Left it short, and the ball goes out of bounds. The Jackets will take it.
Wasn't there a foul, though? It looks like
Maybe been a foul, you're right.
Yeah, looks like they're calling that. But still, would have been nice if Gray could have maybe moved out, got himself in position to maybe bank it in, but just left it a little bit too short right there.
Gray leaves it short.
And he just picked up his third foul, too, so he's going to have to be a little bit careful.
A few guys in foul trouble for the Royals. Not the case for the Jackets at all. They played great defense all night. It was a 1-and-1, and the Royals do come out with it after the missed free throw from Carlton.
Both these teams not great free throw shooting teams. Morristown 67% from the line as a team, and Eastern Hancock 65%.
Short corner is Sterrett, up top to O'Neal now. Schroep right wing 3, way long. Long rebound to Carlton. Schroep hasn't shot the ball a lot today. Has only 2 points on the board right now. Coach McClellan telling his Jackets to keep moving as they've reached the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, they're trying to kill as much clock as they want to, and I've got to figure Eastern Hancock is going to start fouling here at some point.
Laster guarded nicely there by Schroep. Found Carlton underneath, but decides to bring it back out. The Jacket fans are applauding as a lot of time is being on the floor now.
They've used about 30 seconds on this possession. Yeah, there you go.
And Coach McClellan with the timeout.
Well, right before they fouled, he called a timeout. The timing was interesting there.
Coach Bechtel was wanting one of his players to foul Theobald, who had the ball right wing. And it was Joey Sterrett who couldn't hear him. And Coach McClellan calls the timeout before a foul is called.
Well, probably the other big development off the court, Jarrett, for those of you who may be joining us is, no Eastern Hancock head coach Aaron Spalding on the bench. He's had one of his assistant coaches do all the coaching here in the second half. Hopefully he's okay. He didn't come out to start the third quarter, but tell us a little bit about, what kind of things is Aaron Spalding about? What's he like as a person? Because I know you went to Eastern Hancock, got to know him a little bit.
Well, I played varsity basketball my sophomore year, and, of course, knew Coach Spalding, great guy even before that. And he's really all about toughness. He wants to see lots of effort, no one giving up, no one with bad body language on the floor, or he'll bring you out right then immediately. If he sees you slouching, or if he can just see it in your face that you're not ready to play, then he will bring someone else on that floor for you. So, yeah, hopefully nothing too serious for Coach Spalding. We don't see him out here on the floor for the second half. But just a great coach, great guy. Hopefully nothing too bad. He wants to hopefully hear about some good effort here to finish out this game from his Royals.
Again, starting to see that, this is where you're going to see the fouls coming, but got to put them on the line and hope they miss.
That's only Schroep's second foul, but the guy you don't want to foul is the man at the free throw line, Logan Laster.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. As he missed that. I'll get to my point here in a second, but
offensive rebound there for the Jackets, not something you want to see at all, and Brady Smith has to foul.
So now that's 10 fouls, so that's double bonus for Morristown. But what I was going to make, to your point about body language, I've actually spoken to a few college scouts here, Jarrett, within the last couple of years. One of the things they don't like when they recruit players, they don't like to see bad body language. If they see bad body language, on the sideline, or they're not really supporting their team, it doesn't look like they're being positive, that's a big turnoff, and they may stay away from recruiting a guy if they see the body language be bad enough.
Krim misses his first free throw. His second one, however, goes down. Lots of free throws this quarter from Kyle Krim, and he's leading his Jacket teammates in scoring. Brady Smith, tough contested three, doesn't go down, but gets his own rebound. Short corner 2 is also off the rim. Joey Sterrett's rebound and shot back up. is no good, but he did get fouled. Foul's going to go to Theobald.
It should be, I would think, in the act of shooting. Yep. Sterrett's 62% free throw shooter, got his first basket of the game earlier this quarter.
Sterrett has had lots of glimpses this year of good scoring, can shoot the three ball, can drive in the lane, real big body, athletic kid. But this game hasn't done a whole lot, only 4 points there as he makes his 2 free throws. 68-58, nearing 1 minute on the clock. Krim comes up the floor and he's going to be fouled.
Yep, so Morristown's going to be at the free throw line a lot here over the last minute, but this is where you got to make them. And if you struggle at the free throw line, this is where it could come back to haunt you. And every time you're hoping for 2 misses and then quick shots on the other end, you're going to need to take as little time as you can getting something quick, either going right to the basket or getting a quick 3. This is why, which is why Eastern Hancock just put O'Neal back in. They'll need his 3-point shooting.
Offense for defense is how Brett Bechtel will go. Krim will make his second free throw as well. 70-58 now. The Jackets lead the Royals. A minute left to play. The Royals will look to move fast. Here's Rainbolt's 3 from the top of the arc, and it was way off. Cross-court pass up to Krim, and his 2-pointer is good.
Well, I think this is about all she wrote for Eastern Hancock, but what an effort, though, to come back and to do as much as they did, and again, with their head coach not coming out to start the second half. And I really, and being down 39-15 at half, and what they did in the third quarter to get back in this game against a very good team that'll be vying for a state championship in Class A, you can just about guarantee it. You got to feel pretty good about your chances here if you're Eastern Hancock.
You can definitely look at the positives from this game, especially that third quarter. Eastern Hancock really opened it up with a lot of 3-point scoring from Smith and O'Neal. Peyton Gray also had 6 points in that third quarter. But right now, too much from the Yellow Jackets, and they're up 14 in this fourth quarter.
When these two teams played each other last year, Jarrett, the final score was 72-59 Morristown, and they lead 72-58.
Well,
make it 73. But still incredible how close the score is from a year ago.
Whole lot of likeliness this year compared to last year. Brady Smith, another 3 is missed. Peyton Gray, his rebound and shot goes up, but he was fouled before he put the shot up.
And that's only the 5th team foul on Morristown. They say it's on the floor, so have to throw it in from the baseline.
Skylar Schroep into Brady Smith. No defense there from Theobald, and Gray gets the rebound and puts it in and will also be fouled.
I mean, I love the effort. I mean, even though it looks like, you're going to fall short here if you're Eastern Hancock, don't stop. Keep grinding. I mean, that's what you got to do. And they're, I love the fact that this team does not ever quit. And it's looked pretty bleak for them at times in this game, and they just have not taken their foot off the gas no matter the score.
Peyton Gray, catch and shoot free throw. We'll put it down, and Sterrett will check in for him now. Peyton Gray will finish the night with 13 points. 30 seconds on the clock, full court press from the Royals.
Can't get it in.
Can't get it in. Coach McCullen will call a timeout, and we will hopefully see these last 30 seconds go down without a foul as the Royals trail by 12, 73-61.
Well, this is true. Even though, for Morristown, you got to find a way to get the ball in bounds, and if you don't do it, then this is a chance to practice how to get the ball in when you have to face full court pressure. Because when you get deep into the playoffs, you're going to face teams that are probably going to be putting full court pressure on you and forcing you to get out of it. And if you don't know how to do that, you could be in some trouble. So this is, I think, an opportunity for Scott McClellan to say, hey, let's drop a good out-of-bounds play. Let's get the ball in, and let's not get called for a silly 5-second violation because we can't get the ball in play.
And hopefully let's wind these 30 seconds down and go home with the win. Eastern Hancock's next game will be next Tuesday versus Blue River right here in this very gym. For Morristown, Their next game will be at Shelbyville, so a Shelby County matchup there. And that will be next Saturday. So a whole week off for the Morristown Yellow Jackets after this game.
And that's rare this time of year. A lot of teams are playing, 2 nights a week, sometimes 3 nights a week. So when you got a week off, enjoy it and get ready to come back out for the next one.
Carlton's free throw is no good. The Jackets, I believe, are on an 8-game winning streak right now. So this win will push that streak to 9 and the record to 17-3, 8-1 on the road. Carlton drops his second free throw. Schroep has it for the Royals. Rainbow, turn and shoot 3. No good. Laster up court to Krim. Up to Theobald, and Theobald will also lay it in and fouled by Brady Smith. Not sure what Smith was doing there.
I don't think he meant to. I think he just ran a little too fast and ran into him on accident. But, that's that was a rainbow 3 by Rainbolt. I know what you were thinking there. That 3 had a lot of arc on it. Now Morristown's going to get a bunch of their reserves in. And nice move here by Scott McClellan. You probably figure Eastern Hancock will do the same.
Yeah.
So
Cameron Krim will enter the game. Also, Drake Moore is on the floor. And we see Sawyer Jones return, as well as Garrett Jones is now on the floor, along with Theobald, who is at the line for 1 free throw. Theobald will likely end with 9 points for the Morristown Yellow Jackets, who had pretty balanced scoring. A lot of guys contributing for them. The Royals as well, with plenty of contributors, but Smith misses that 3. And the Jackets will look to run out these last 7 seconds of the game.
Morristown's tough. I mean, they showed it. I mean, it's just they've weathered the storm. They found a way to fight off Eastern Hancock and do a good job, and they really have a lot of firepower. Even despite losing guys from last year's state championship team, they have shown that they are still a force to be reckoned with. And this is just another time this year where they've scored over 70 points, which is not an easy thing to do, but they sure make it look very easy.
Quite the showing tonight from the Morristown Yellow Jackets, the reigning 1A state champions. They defeat the Eastern Hancock Royals tonight on the road, 77-61, or excuse me, 71. I don't know.
77-61.
77-61.
You're right. Yep.
Well, they turned the scoreboard off, so I couldn't remember which one.
They do that real quick as soon as the game's over.
They don't want the fans to be reminded of what the final score was. But the Jackets do come away with the win. They defeat a pretty close rival in the Eastern Hancock Royals by a great margin. They improved their win streak to 9 games. We will be back with some final statistics. You are watching Ninestar basketball on Ninestar Channel 9.
Carnegie's A Place to Eat is the place for exceptional dining in Greenfield. Enjoy our hand-cut steaks, fresh seafood, herbs and vegetables straight from our gardens, prepared with a northern Italian flair. Chef Ian and his staff welcome you as our guests to enjoy fine wines, dinners, and ambiance. Carnegie's is the place for your special event with a private room that seats 100. Perfect for your next party, business meeting, or wedding reception. We are located in the historic Carnegie Library in downtown Greenfield. We'll see you at Carnegie's.
Back at you to bring some final thoughts from Charlottesville, Indiana. The Morristown Yellow Jackets come into town and beat the Royals 77-61. Let's look at some final statistics. First for Eastern Hancock, Skylar Schroep with 2. Landon O'Neill had 14, including 4 3-pointers. Brady Smith led the Royals in scoring with 18, including 4 3-pointers. Joey Sterrett with 4. Brady Stevens with 10, and Peyton Gray had 13. For the winning team, the Morristown Yellow Jackets, Logan Laster with 11, the leading scorer usually throughout the season for them. However, Kyle Krim led all scorers with 28. Big night for Krim. Lavezzi had 6. Trevor Carlton with 10. Logan Theobald with 9. And Cameron Krim added 2 for the Morristown Yellow Jackets, who get the win 77-61. I'm Jarrett Lewis, joined by John Herrick. We'll wrap things up real quickly here. John, it was Morristown jumped out to that early lead. Their guard play was magnificent all night with Laster and Krim. And but then in the third quarter, after that big 24-point halftime lead from the Jackets, the Royals found a lot of momentum, a lot of made shots, a lot of made three-pointers from O'Neal and Smith especially. But the toughness of this Jacket team, the great coaching from McClellan, he got his guys focused again, and they closed out this game with a win.
Yeah, they did. I mean, I was really impressed, too, with how Eastern Hancock fought there in the third quarter. Outscored Morristown 27-15, got back in the game, cut it to 12 at one point, even got it to 10. But again, Morristown's just too tough. They got so many weapons on offense. You see, this is one of the nice moves of the night there that Peyton Gray had. They did, you know, if you are Eastern Hancock, there's a lot of good things that you can build around. But again, you knew coming in, you were facing a very tough team in Morristown, ranked 14th in Class A. They're now 17-3 on the year. They're having an excellent season. By the way, these two teams have played a lot in the last 30 years, and Eastern Hancock led the series 13-12, but now in the last 30 years, each team has won 13 of these meetings, so it's deadlocked over the last 3 decades. So it's been a great rivalry, a great matchup whenever these two teams get together. The environment in here was great, even after the crowd got quiet when Eastern Hancock got down by 24 points. They flew back in this game and made it very entertaining, but we see why Morristown is as good as they are.
The Jackets of Morristown will definitely be a force to be reckoned with come sectional time. They have the best record in sectional 60. Other teams included in there are Oldenburg. They have a 13-4 record. Southwestern, a county rival, at 10-9, and also Hauser is in there at 7-10. Those teams are also conference opponents. Morristown extends their winning streak to 9 games, and their record now at 17-3 overall. The Royals of Eastern Hancock fall to 500. They have a 9-9 record and hopes to bring some better basketball coming their way as sectional time does approach. For John Herrick, I'm Jarrett Lewis. Thanks for tuning in to Ninestar Channel 9. The Jackets come away with the win tonight, 77-61. We will see you next time here on Ninestar Channel 9.